So recently, this happened.
Will you marry me?
Yes. We're both over the moon about starting this new chapter in our lives, but I wanted to share some of the footage that didn't make it into the original video.
I left the ring in the car!
Let's go! You want me to hold the sushi?
Yes, you have to eat the sushi. I put it on ice and brought it over here.
Okay.
Which one do you want, the crab one?
Okay, cheers. Ready? Our Airbnb had the cutest little Polaroids that we could take, so we ended up taking some photos. How do you feel on your first day of being a fiance?
Do you feel heavy?
Do you feel happy?
Yeah.
Should we do some rapid fire questions that I'm dying to know?
Yes.
Were you nervous?
Yes.
Were you more nervous than you thought you were gonna be?
Yes.
Were you nervous because of me, or were you nervous because of everybody else that was there?
Both.
Did you think there was a percentage of a possibility where I would say no?
No, just the wait. I want to be like the romantic, like the K-drama romantic, but like not really. It's hard to do that.
It is hard to
I
do.
want to make like a magical moment, but
It
it's
did
not
make a
like,
magical moment.
it's not like, I don't know.
Just want to say that we love you, and to everyone who's supported us over the years, like, it really does mean so much to us. Like, you guys have kind of grown up with us over the last over 3 years, and it's just really special that we get to share something like this with you guys.
I'm coming to you live as a fiance for the very first time. I still can't believe this happened. I'm very much over the moon. If you're new here, hi, my name is Miki. Me and my, I was gonna say boyfriend, but fiance Kevin have recently gotten engaged, and I had you guys submit on Instagram stories some of your biggest questions. We actually already released a podcast episode on scrubs and soy sauce, as well as a full YouTube video of Kevin detailing the proposal. I will leave those linked down below if you want to check those out. But this is the first episode where you and we get to chit chat and talk, and I feel like I can spill a little bit more tea because it's just you and me. Before you start watching, if you want to congratulate us on the engagement, please give this video a big thumbs up. It would mean a lot to us. Elephant in the room, did I know that he was proposing? So Kevin and I are both very practical people. You guys know I'm always brutally honest with you, and we both believe that the engagement should not be a surprise. And what we mean by that is getting engaged is obviously a massive conversation that needs to be had between two parties, and an engagement is not only, you know, a union of two people, but it's actually two families, right? So everybody kind of needs to be involved. So we've obviously talked about this a lot. Kevin and I have been in a relationship for almost 4 years now, and so it's a discussion that we openly have. So we knew that the time was coming up. I did not know when he was gonna propose, how he was gonna propose, but I did know that eventually he would propose. Now, did I know? I feel like women's intuition is pretty good, and also I'm gonna tell you a lot of reasons why I had a lot of inklings, okay? Number one, I am the planner in the relationship. So Kevin is very busy in residency, which means that typically any sort of vacations, trips, itineraries, I typically handle so that he doesn't have so much on his plate. Number two, Kevin is a resident, which means that he only has 4 weeks of vacation a year. And I was pretty positive that the proposal would happen on one of these 4 weeks because, number one, I did ask him not to do it in the city that we live in. And number two, I typically look pretty good on vacation. My nails are done, my lashes look good, everything is on point, and so he wouldn't really have to do any extra planning to make sure that I get there. So the reason that I had an inkling was because I have the Alaska app. I fly Alaska Airlines most frequently, and I actually noticed that Kevin had booked flights, and he had not told me that he had booked these flights, so that was a little bit fishy. Again, I'm the planner, so it was a bit out of character for him to plan this trip, and when I asked him about it, he was just like, oh yeah, like, we're gonna take a trip. He kind of fumbled a little bit. He didn't have like a specific answer, so I was like, huh, okay, that's a bit strange. Then when we got to LA, he told me that we had a beach photo shoot for season 2 of Scrubs and Soy Sauce. Again, I'm usually the one who plans photo shoots and things like that, so it was a bit strange, and I was like, I'm pretty sure something is happening. Also, he knows how much I love the beach, so if he were to propose, I feel like it would make sense that it was on the beach. As I was talking to a lot of my friends, turns out a lot of them had already knew because Kevin had told them the plan, but they were all gaslighting me into believing that he wasn't gonna do it. Tiff was so good at simultaneously making sure that I looked good and showed up nicely, but also that I had no idea what was going on. She kept saying like, why would Kevin do it in LA? That's so random. And I was like, yeah, maybe. I think I have footage of me actually driving to the engagement because I just started to feel so nervous because the uncertainty of not knowing if something was gonna happen made me feel very uncomfortable. But it was kind of like butterflies in my tummy. And as I got to the beach, Kevin was actually standing waiting for me in the parking lot. And at that moment, I was like, maybe it's not happening because why would he just be casually standing in the parking lot? But then as we start to walk towards the beach, I see that he has a mic poking through his dress shirt. Why would Kevin be mic'd up? He must be proposing. And then as I go to the beach, I see the big letters that say, marry me. So obviously, as I see that, I'm positive that he's proposing at that point. So yes, I knew, but also no, I didn't. It was the perfect kind of surprise where I was definitely surprised by the time and the place, but I was not surprised by the fact that he did propose. Does it feel weird having something on your finger? Yes, the first couple of days, it definitely felt a little strange having something on my finger, and the amount of times I have almost lost the ring is actually very scary. It's felt really blissful, if I'm being honest. Like every morning when I wake up and I do my little morning routine and I put the ring on, it just feels really, really special. And yeah, we're just like in such a happy season of life. I feel very fortunate. Did Kevin ask your parents / his parents for permission? Kevin actually did ask both sets of our parents. Neither of them are here with us in Seattle, and so I believe these were done over FaceTime calls. And Kevin actually recorded him asking my parents so that I could watch the footage, and it's possibly one of the most endearing things that I have ever watched because the way that my parents were smiling so big in that FaceTime, like it was better than I could have ever imagined. And obviously they have so much love for Kevin, which only makes my life easier and better that everybody loves each other. So I feel very fortunate and very lucky to be in this position. Did you announce your engagement right away? No, we did not. Actually, this was something that I knew I wanted to keep a secret even before I got engaged. I always said that if I ever got engaged, I would keep it a secret for, a couple weeks or even months to ourselves so that the two of us can first enjoy it together. And then after we enjoy that, then we share it with our friends and our family. And then, when we feel ready, then we would share with the rest of the world. And I think there's something so special about being able to celebrate with all of your closest inner circles first. I really wanted to make sure that nobody who was super close to us was finding out the news from social media. I would much rather have a personal conversation with them. We spent the entire night and the day after of our engagement calling firstly our family and then all of our very close friends. The other thing that I loved being able to do was I was actually traveling in Singapore after we had gotten engaged, and in Singapore, because it's so safe, I was just wearing my ring around, and I was actually able to surprise a lot of subscribers in Singapore with the news, which was one of the most fun things ever. Just being able to tell you guys in person really made my day, and if it was up to me and I could do that, I would do it for every single one of you. Wedding plans! So many wedding questions. The engagement is still really, really fresh, and if I'm honest, for a long time I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to have a wedding because I was never one of those girls that had like a Pinterest board and I know what theme I want to have my wedding for. But as I've gotten older and matured a little bit more, the same way that I feel like I've kind of changed my mind about having kids, I feel like I've changed my mind about having a wedding. A wedding truly is one of the only opportunities where you can bring together all of the people that you love most, and it's a fun celebration and it's always a good time. Yeah, Kevin and I will be excited to figure out what our wedding plans are, but right now we are just blissfully enjoying engagement, honeymoon. What's engagement moon? Is that a thing? Did you go ring shopping beforehand, or how did you know? So, I am a big proponent of just going ring shopping by yourself or with your girlfriends, and so you can just kind of get a feel of what kind of ring you like. Do you want a diamond? Do you not want a diamond? What kind of cut do you want on your diamond? There's so many different shapes and sizes, and figuring out what looks best on your finger, I feel like is so important. I think the first time I ever tried on an engagement ring was actually at Cartier in Hawaii with my favorite sales associate that I still buy from today. I was not shopping for engagement rings, but I had gone in with a friend. He actually brought it up and was like, oh my gosh, would you want to try some engagement rings just for fun? Obviously, this was like years ago and we had no intention of buying an engagement ring, but my essay was so nice to kind of just let me try everything on. And that was the first time I got to see what different carat sizes looked on my finger, as well as the silver versus the gold, all the kind of finer details. And so from that experience, I knew that I definitely wanted a round diamond, which is exactly what Kevin got me. And then I think later on down the line, again with a friend, I went to Brilliant Earth. There's one that is relatively close to where I live. My biggest debate was between whether I wanted a round or an oval. You can kind of see my fingers. I don't have the skinniest fingers, and also I would say on the finger length, like I have a pretty average finger length. Some people have longer fingers that make rings look more flattering, and you can do more cool shapes that still flatter your hand. But I feel like for me, it was really only the round or the oval. If you know anything about me, I eat everything original. Like my Krispy Kreme, original. My crackers, original. My smoothies, original. Like I don't like things that are too out of the ordinary. And so a round cut, I feel like, is the most original option of rings. By the way, even before I was engaged, I was always the friend to take my friends ring shopping so that they could try things on. I've got a notes app for each friend I've taken ring shopping for exactly what size they are, what cut they want, all these things. For reference, I am a size 4.25. I know the choice of a rose gold band is a little bit controversial. If you can see, I don't know if you guys can see very well. I'm obviously like golden yellow because I'm Asian. However, I kind of have a pinky tinge underneath my skin, and the pink tinge makes the rose gold look very, very flattering on my skin. So if you look at your own skin and you see a little bit of a pink tinge, you should really try rose gold because it looks so good. Can you tell us details about the ring? To be honest with you guys, I don't actually know all the details of the ring. Kevin knows much more than I do, but what I can tell you about it is that it is a round cut. There is a hidden halo. There are 4 prongs, and it has a rose gold plain band. The prongs are probably one of the most unique parts of it. So the prongs intentionally are white gold instead of the rose gold, because if you have rose gold or yellow gold on your prongs, it'll actually reflect the yellow into your diamond, which will make it look more yellow than it's supposed to be. There are the 4 C's of diamonds: color, cut, clarity, and carat. I don't actually know any of the exact specs of the diamond. Did you intentionally match your outfits? So if you saw in the video, Kevin was actually wearing blue and I was also wearing blue. No. I actually did film a get ready with me just in case I got engaged, and there was 3 dress options, and I could tell you honestly, I was genuinely choosing between those 3 options. I wasn't sure if it was happening, and I really thought I was gonna wear white for my own proposal, but something in me was just like, first of all, maybe it's not happening, but second of all, even if it is happening, it'd be nice to not be in white. I was like, why don't I like switch it up a little bit? It ended up looking really nice in pictures, so I'm very fortunate that it turned out that way. Was this the dream proposal that you had in mind? If you watched the proposal video, then you would know that there were some hilarious hiccups that happened during the actual proposal, which I feel like if they didn't happen, it just wouldn't be Kevin and me. Not the way that I imagined, but exactly the way that I would have wanted. There's not a single thing that I would have changed. For example, Kevin forgetting the ring. I genuinely thought it was the funniest thing ever. I was not upset at him at all for it. I feel like if anything, it's a great memory for us to be able to tell like our kids, our grandkids one day. I did dream of my proposal being on a beach, so I'm really happy that he made a last minute decision to swap it to the beach. From the podcast episode, he did tell us that his original intention was to do it at the Airbnb, but ended up switching up things last minute. Other than that, it was absolutely perfect. I think reality and your expectations are always a little bit different, but in the best way possible. It's so funny. After we got engaged, one of Kevin's first questions to me was like, well, why don't I get an engagement ring? So I think we will plan something special for him as well. Stay tuned for that. This was a massive thing that he planned so successfully, and I'm so proud of him for figuring out all of the different kinks that I definitely want to give something back to him as well. Because, you know, we're both in this relationship. We're both getting married. It's not just me, and so I feel like he deserves something special as well. Thank you very much for celebrating life with us. It truly means the world. I feel so lucky to have so many amazing friends all around the world. I feel like you guys grew up with me and Kevin over the last couple of years, and you watched us go through highs and lows, and now entering a new season of our lives. Thank you for loving us. I want to send you love back. If you have any video ideas or things you want to request in the wedding series or even non-wedding related things, please leave a comment down below and we'll make a list and get to it. As always, don't forget to follow us on our socials. I would love to be besties with you, and give this video a thumbs up. Now I'll see you guys next time. Bye!